And YouTuber who has a few more subscribers than me news, MrBeast is in a lawsuit apparently with the virtual restaurant firm that has dealt with MrBeast Burger. So Jimmy over here, somewhat successful in his YouTube career, done okay for himself as it relates to the YouTube. Thought maybe he could go outside the YouTube and do some burgers, which apparently also has been somewhat successful. He seems to have done okay for himself, but there is a bit of a dispute as it relates to the quality of the food, or maybe it deals really with just him being sad at business. So there's a whole dispute about the thing. So let's learn a little bit more about what's going on in this case. Let's learn a little bit more about this. Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, sued the Ghost Kitchen company that's operating his virtual burger franchise because they do have one physical location now, I think, in the Mall of America. And they might have a few other physical locations, so I can't swear to it. But for the vast, vast, vast majority, it has just been a ghost kitchen. It's just a commercial kitchen that does food for lots of people, which, has become increasingly popular, particularly in the pandemic. So a lot of companies do this, which, that's fine. There's kitchens that can prepare all kinds of food and it saves costs. So there's nothing necessarily wrong with a ghost kitchen. But he has said that the food that they're providing is disgusting, revolting, and inedible, thus damaging his reputation. So he says they're not being very good at a ghost kitchen. They're not doing the job very well. The Donaldson Beast Investments has filed a lawsuit with the Southern District of New York against virtual dining concepts and its parent company, seeking declaratory judgment order that Beast Investments has the immediate right to terminate the deal with the company and asking for unspecified monetary damages. So the contract presumably includes some sort of clause dealing with when they can exit the agreement, right? And so he's asking for declaratory relief that this is true. He wants to end the contract. And he's like, well, the contract says I can, so I want an order telling me I'm right so that I don't have to deal with a threat of a breach of contract suit. So I want out of this deal. The company, for its part, responded to the lawsuit by stating that Donaldson had recently attempted to negotiate a new deal to serve his own monetary interests, which, of course, when they refused to accede to the bullying tactics to give up more of the brand to him, he filed this ill-advised and meritorious lawsuit seeking to undermine the brand and terminate his existing contractual obligations without cause. So they say this is just part of a really strong negotiation tactic / extortion. It's like, give me more or we're done. And it's like, we don't want to give you more. And so they're saying he's manufacturing this complaint because he's basically he wanted a better deal, right? So he wants more of the money, which is to be understandable, but he is doing this not because there's something really wrong, but rather he's upset that he didn't negotiate a better deal. The company continues by saying the complaint is riddled with false statements and inaccuracy and a thinly veiled attempt to distract from Donaldson and Beast Investments breaches of agreements between the parties, including Donaldson's recent false, disparaging statements regarding the brand and VDC, and looks forward to being vindicated in court. So this is just a pissing match over a contract and what's really going on, right? So they negotiated a contract. They say it's because Donaldson wants more. He says it's because their food sucks. So what is the real reason behind this? And now some court somewhere has to adjudicate this out. According to Donaldson's lawsuit, VDC has caused material, irreparable harm to the brand and reputation, not only through abject failure to ameliorate the significant quality control problems for the business, but also through other material breaches of the agreement. So again, MrBeast is saying, you breached the contract. The contract includes provisions for me to get out if you do, so I want out. The company, he says, has repeatedly denied MrBeast valuable approval rights by posting his name, image, and brand on social media and elsewhere without first obtaining written approval and consent. So they're using his brand, his name, his likeness in ways not permitted by the agreement. Moreover, according to Donaldson's lawsuit, to be clear, while this business has made millions of dollars, MrBeast has not received a dime. That seems difficult to believe. Why would MrBeast not have received any money? Is it all equity for him? Maybe. I mean, I guess that's possible, right? So maybe he hasn't received a dime because maybe he's being paid in equity, which, fair enough, I suppose, right? So what do we mean exactly by he hasn't been paid a dime? I mean, he has to have consideration of some kind for this to be a contract, right? There has to be consideration flowing to him. So if it's not money, what is it? What is the consideration? So him saying he hasn't received a dime, is he supposed to receive a dime? If so, that could be a problem. If not, then why are we talking about it? Okay. The Beast Investment Group against VDC claims more than one half of the virtual restaurants have less than 2 out of 5 stars, well below the median score of 4 stars. And there are literally thousands of negative reviews, articles, and comments from people who are deeply disappointed by the fact Beast will put his name on the product. So apparently, the Yelp reviews have not been kind to the MrBeast burgers. The suit cites numerous examples of complaint with MrBeast burger, including a tweet that said, MrBeast brand launched on 2020 and expanded to 1,700 global locations by end 2022. With the exception of the first physical MrBeast restaurant opened at New Jersey's America Dream Mall, I thought it was Mall of America, but I guess I was mistaken. The chain, or unless there's also two, because maybe there is, because I'm pretty sure there's one Mall of America. So maybe there's two of them. The chain operates as a virtual brand run out partner kitchens with order available for delivery and pickup via only food delivery services. VDC asserts that contrary to Donaldson's claim that Beast Burger has damaged the brand, the notoriety has grown exponentially over the life of the brand, in part because of the brand itself. The company also added it takes quality and customer reviews very seriously and constantly strives to improve quality and customer satisfaction, and any negative reviews reflect the experience and opinion of only a very small minority of customers. So some dispute over what the social media reports mean. The Orlando-based VDC says it's retained the law firm of Greenberg Traurig LLC, good law firm, to represent its interests in the dispute. We've hoped that Donaldson would act honorably. Instead, he's elevated greed over his word and truth. He'll face consequences in court when VDC files claims against him. Okay. MrBeast is one of the most followed YouTube creators on the platform with 172 million subscribers counting. So between me and him, there's only a difference of 172 million subscribers. So he's doing a little bit better than me. So, yeah. For 2021, he was estimated to be the highest earning creator on YouTube, amassing a fan base of big money stunts, including the viral hit of redoing Squid Game and also doing some charitable work. So if you guys happen to know 172 million people, could you get them to subscribe to my channel? Because that'd be great. I could use the additional subscribers. Thus, that brings us to the end of the case for the moment about Jimmy Donaldson, also known as MrBeast, pictured here, who had launched a virtual enterprise of burgers, which I had understood had been fairly successful, but he says has not lived up to the expectations he expected. So he's disappointed with the brand. So that is now progressing, and we will see how that goes. At least for the moment, that brings us to the end of discussion of this story.